Today's episode of The Big Retro Show is dedicated to Peter Mayhew, the actor who was known for playing Chewbacca, who passed away on April 30th. Peter, thank you very much for the memories, and thank you for giving all of us so much joy.
The 80s and 90s were great times to be a kid. Join me as I dive into the world of movies, music, video games and toys, and explore what made these decades so great. This is The Big Retro Show.
What's up, everybody? This is Los, and this is The Big Retro Show. Thank you so very much for tuning in today. Today is a very special day on The Big Retro Show because it is Star Wars Day. May the 4th be with you. And today we're talking about the top 5 ways to celebrate May the 4th be with you. The first way is to download the Star Wars app. The app is available for Android and iPhone. Here I'm showing it off to you on the iPhone. I mean, yes, this app is pretty cool. It is chock full of information about Star Wars. It's got lots of activities. It's got fun ways that you can celebrate Star Wars Day. Here you see me kind of clowning around with the selfie feature of the app. I can choose a background and position my face to kind of fit that background. And I can take a selfie of me, which I can post on social media. I can save it to my hard drive and show everyone kind of how I am celebrating May the 4th be with you. Another kind of cool feature of the app is that you can go to a soundboard, and it's got a bunch of phrases that you can use on your friends when you're around them. And some of these are pretty cool. We have Roger Roger, it's a trap, it's pretty cool. Another cool thing about the app is that it's got a bunch of emojis and GIFs that you can use on social media platforms and in your text messages. The GIFs are pretty cool. You can use GIFs for confusions, embarrassments, fear, and they have all of these great GIFs that you can use that are straight from the movies. It's also a good way for you to celebrate May the 4th be with you. Another thing that what's cool about the app also is that you can get a background on why today is called May the 4th. And essentially what May the 4th be with you is, it's a pun that Star Wars fans started to use. And here in California, it's kind of cool that the state legislature has officially recognized May the 4th as Star Wars Day. So that is kind of awesome here in California. I'm not quite sure how it is in your state, but if you guys have something similar, then please let me know in the comments. I think it's kind of cool that the state did that. So the app also has events that are taking place. It also has activities. You can pull up some arts and crafts kind of stuff for the kids. And there are tons of recipes in here that you can follow. There's one recipe on here. I think it's for blue milk. It's the milk that Aunt Beru was serving Luke Skywalker in episode 4. And I've always wondered what that tasted like. I've always wondered what it is, and it turns out to be bantha milk. And it's all on the app for you to look at. The second way to celebrate Star Wars Day is simply to rewatch the original trilogy. Here I have it on Blu-ray, and I can tell you that this is one of my most prized possessions. I love Star Wars movies, especially the very first original OG 3 movies that came out. This is a good set. It comes with New Hope, The Empire Strikes Back, and of course Return of the Jedi. Believe it or not, there are a lot of people out there who have never seen Star Wars and don't know what the hype is all about. A lot of us with younger children who maybe have never seen Star Wars, or have maybe been too young, or maybe this year they now understand movies and now can form opinions about them. It is these folks that is good for you to expose the movies to, because they truly are some great movies, and that is just one way to celebrate Star Wars Day. The third way to celebrate Star Wars Day is by playing some video games. Luckily for us Star Wars fans, there are tons of video games that are set in the Star Wars universe. Tons of retro games that you can play. If you have Super Nintendo or Nintendo, if you have a GameCube, you can play some of the big retro games that came out. A lot of the newer systems have Star Wars games that you can play as well. I really like the Star Wars Battlefront 1 game for the PS4. I found that it gives you that Star Wars experience of being in these big, massive battles with other players playing online. So that is another good way for you to celebrate Star Wars Day. And number 4 on the list of the top 5 ways to celebrate Star Wars Day is by downloading the Star Wars Pinball app. Now this app is essentially a Star Wars themed pinball table that costs roughly about $5 on the App Store, but it is worth every penny. As you can see, this app has all of the sounds, all of the cool artwork inspired by the Star Wars universe. It is a fast-paced little pinball game. Even for those people who don't like pinball, this app has something for you if you are a Star Wars fan. And my final tip on how to celebrate Star Wars Day is simply by Googling events in your town. There are tons of events happening here in California for Star Wars Day, and since Star Wars is pretty much an international phenomenon, an international passion, if you will, there are most likely events happening in your own hometown. As I mentioned earlier, the state of California has officially recognized May the 4th as Star Wars Day in California. And there are tons of events that you guys can go to today. Everything from library book readings to cosplay events to bar meetups. All of that stuff is out there for you guys. So I encourage you to go out and step out of your living rooms and have a little bit of fun with your fellow Star Wars fans. And that's going to do it for the Big Retro Show today, guys. I hope that you guys have found these tips useful. Of course, there is no wrong way to celebrate May the 4th be with you, Star Wars Day. So if you guys have some good tips, please share them in the comments below. Also, don't forget to subscribe to the channel and hit the notification bell so that you are alerted whenever I upload a new video. You can find me on Facebook and Twitter. Please connect with me there. I'm happy to hear your thoughts, your ideas. Happy to connect with you guys, my fellow Star Wars fans out there. And May the 4th be with you.